He doesn't like moon runes. Moon runes are the best.
Okay. Hold on. Oop. Okay, greetings, good evening everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hope you're enjoying questing for glory. Thanks so much for watching. My name is SUMDeaner, and I'm joined here by Lavitz.
Hello, I'm one of the people with the sword in chat, for once.
Tonight we're going to be having a race of Dragon Quest I, Super Famicom version. It's going to be the Japanese version. There was no North American release of Dragon Quest I and II, this Super Famicom remake version in North America, but there was the Game Boy Color port, if anyone's familiar with that one, Dragon Warrior 1 and 2. It's very similar to this one. There are a lot of notable differences between this version and Dragon Warrior, which we'll get into later, but without waiting too much longer, I think we should just get the race started. How does that sound?
Works for me.
Alright. So. Alright, you ready?
Yep.
Alright, I'll count us down. Let's begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck, have fun. Alright. The timer's
So we're gonna use specific names here. I'm using Bopo. What are you using? Are you using I?
Yeah, that's what I always use.
Yeah.
So
these names will actually affect our stats.
There are a few different stat archetypes. So our stats grow based on what our name is, basically. So different names give different attribute bonuses on level ups and things like that. So we use the Strength HP growth type, which is, well, really useful for us, really. We want to do the game as low level as possible, so getting the HP and Strength is really important. So to start off, we're going to be beginning the game doing a little bit of shopping. At the weapon shop, we buy Club. One notable difference between this and the original Dragon Warrior is that there are items in these searchable locations. This is a common thing in Dragon Quest games later, but wasn't actually in the originals. I think Dragon Quest IV, Dragon Warrior 4 was the first time they started doing this.
I think so. I don't remember it in 3NES.
I don't think so either.
I haven't played that very much. I don't think, boy.
Here in this item shop, we're purchasing Dragon Scale, two more torches. We'll have 3 total, and 2 more medical orbs, so we'll have 3 of those as well. And we're going to set out east to the town of Myra, or Cole, as it's known in the Dragon Warrior. So let's put on my stuff, too. That might help.
I'm getting soldiered. The NPCs are actually the hardest bosses in this game, next to the Vault boss, which you'll see in a while. We have a little bit to go before that.
We'll see about that. I don't know. The monsters are pretty ferocious, too.
They can be bad sometimes, but Vault boss wins every time. This is JRTA, we will be using Turbo, like Pidge was talking about.
Yeah. Dragon Quest RTA games, in general, are very popular in Japan, and the Japanese RTA community fully allows the use of Turbo controllers, which we were both using. There's a lot of menuing to be had, so it's not really an action kind of mashing thing here. It's more just to blow through text and do menus a little bit more efficiently.
It's very nice to just enter a combat and know that all you have to do is swing, so you just hold down a shoulder button. Now, we rarely use the face buttons in this game besides A and B. Like, you have to use A to open a menu, so we'll use A to open menus. We use B if we want to make sure that we don't confirm anything, but besides that, I almost always just use L or R.
I'm comfortable using X. That's sort of how I've gotten used to it.
Oh, that's not good. I was not supposed to swing there. Outspeed him, please? Nope. Okay, I'm dead. Oh, well.
You got Oh, attacking ghost at 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I was thinking I still had 9. I forgot the Draki hit me again. Not like it matters at this point.
That's not too bad.
That's the only unintended death. I have no complaints.
You'll just dust yourself and walk back across. You need to level up to a certain amount anyway, so...
Yep. This really doesn't waste any time, because I need to fight these enemies anyway until I get to level 3. Well, until I get to level 4, really.
Ultimately level 4, yeah. So moving on from my location here, the monsters are going to get stronger. That's why I brought these torches with me. In this version, I can use them as an item in battle to deal damage between 4 and 6. So
don't try that on your NES version, though, or you'll just stare at the torch. You're like, oh, this is pretty, and then you'll get punched in the face.
So I got good torch rolls on the Scorpion.
Ooh. Tasty, tasty saucery.
Yeah, that's the best monster to face right here. He's worth the most experience. Alright, so I made it to town. There's a few things I want to pick up here. There's the fairy flute hidden right here. We're going to use this to face the golem in about a half hour or so. There's some clothes and a strength seed hidden in the dressers in the spa. I'm going to equip the clothes right now, and then I'm going to go die in the swamp. It's a commonly used tactic in Dragon Quest RTA. Dying is not game over, it sends you back to the castle with half of your gold. This gives me an opportunity to head back halfway across the map, save my game, use this strength seed.
Good luck on strength seed. Strength seeds are like one of the top 3 worst things in this game.
So we gather 2 strength seeds over the course of the game, and they roll values between 1 and 3. We, as part of our route, really strongly enforce rolling at least a total of 5 on these 2. So I rolled a 2 on the first one, meaning I'm going to need to save and reset and keep using the second one until I get a 3 for a total of 5.
So while Diener got the Scorpion, which is a great thing, I got a Magician. And not only did I get a Magician, but it missed me twice. So I've got a ton of HP, which we don't want a ton of HP, actually, when we get to Myra. We would like to have about 5.
It's better than 0.
Yeah, but I already hit 0, so...
Well...
Gotta mulligan that one a little bit.
Yeah, it's not too bad. You get the experience, so... Although, Magician, unfortunately, not worth as much as the other guys. Oh, blue slime. So I'm working my way up to level 4. Because I'm going to want some supplies for the next part of the game. And I'm going to need some gold. And the way I'm going to get this gold is I'm going to reach level 4 off of this guy, yeah. And I'm going to learn a new spell. Gira is a fireball spell, or Hurt as it was called in Dragon Warrior. In this version it's actually quite strong. It does 16 to 20 damage. Not going to be helpful against this ghost, unfortunately.
So, Dragon Loot is a very, very fun and wonderful thing that we do. And so, you know how you can go save the princess and you gotta kill the dragon to do it? Well, we can kill that dragon, and then the princess really cares about infrastructure. So we use her as bridge building material by killing ourselves in the swamp a few times. And we fight the dragon over and over again, because it's worth lots and lots of experience.
Mm-hmm. In this version, if you haven't already noticed, the monsters are worth substantially more experience and gold than in the original. So that really cuts down on the amount of grinding we're going to be doing. In addition, the mini-boss monsters, like the dragon and golem, are worth a tremendous amount of experience. And we call it the Dragon Loot category because we take use of a sort of glitch, if you want to call it that, that forces the mini-boss dragon to respawn by rescuing the princess and then dying before we bring her back to the castle. The dragon comes back and we can fight him again. So we do this multiple times. We fight the dragon a total of 8 times by the end of the game, 7 times in a row, and then once more later.
It's been a while since I got punished for that.
We call it the Dragon Loop category, mostly to differentiate it from another leveling up method called the Silver Heart method, which is a little different. It involves using the Silver Heart to force encounters with metal slimes instead. And it's,
oh my gosh. I did the classic Lavitz forgets to use String Seed, and now I'm rolling nothing but ones.
Too bad.
We're playing on... Well, I'm using an SNES. I assume that he is as well.
I'm also using...
Cards for this game, since it's Japanese, are very, very cheap. So we don't have to worry about it too much.
I spent less than $10 for my copy of this game, yeah.
Yeah, this is very, very different from the NES version.
Mm-hmm.
If you looked at the notes that we have for everyone to use for Dragon Loop category, which is a race chart, you could look through that very easily, even with zero knowledge of Japanese, and be like, okay, so this is where this is.
Yeah.
And beat the game in like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, this route and this game in general, if you're familiar with the basics of Dragon Quest or other RPGs, and have a small familiarity with the phonetics, hiragana and katakana, you can mostly get your way around. And even if you don't, just learning what you need to know to run this route is not very much. I am not a fluent Japanese speaker or reader, really, but I can figure out what's going on for the most part. So here we are in the mountain cave. The layout of this cave is different in this version, and you'll notice I'm traversing it in the darkness. And I filled up my inventory, and the reason is there's a treasure chest on the second floor of this cave that has... It has a special item in it called the Death Necklace, which is cursed, but we can sell it for a lot of money, which is what we're going to do in order to afford a sword. But when you open the treasure chest that contains the Death Necklace, it doesn't always contain the Death Necklace. In fact, it only has the Death Necklace 1 in 16 times. The other 15 and 16 times, it's just a torch. So what we do is, by filling our inventory before opening the treasure chest, the game asks us if we want... First tells us if it's the torch or the Death Necklace. If it's the Death Necklace, that's great. Our inventory is full and we can discard something for the Death Necklace. If not, we say, if it's a torch, we say we don't want to discard anything, and then the treasure chest closes. And then that allows us to open it and check it again, and then it re-rolls what's inside the chest. So we can do that in order to check the treasure chest over and over and over again, till eventually we get the Death Necklace, and then we can move on.
And it's one of the nice advantages over NES. And NES, you can either get the Death Necklace, which isn't worth nearly as much, but it's still worth, I think, like 600 gold, which is really good. But the issue is it doesn't have a torch in that chest. It's either that or I believe it's 15 to 23 gold.
No, it's gold, so we can't...
You can't fill up your gold inventory. And if you could, anyway, it wouldn't matter.
No, they make use of another treasure chest glitch. So here's the treasure chest I'm talking about. Oh, second try. That's good luck.
Well, it's not that Rhoda's armor heals half in the Game Boy Color version. The issue is, in this game, everything counts by half tiles.
Yeah.
Which is unique to the Super Famicom versions, and that counts by full tiles.
Mm-hmm.
So while the armor is healing as much, it's counting our steps. Each full, square we move counts as 2 steps. Which we'll be abusing that.
The GBC version is healing the same amount as the original Dragon Warrior version. In this version, it's effectively healing double because it's counting for each half tile instead of full tile. Yeah. Okay, so and that treasure chest is an iron shield. It's or called the large shield in Dragon Warrior. This is the best shield that we're going to use for this run. The only shield we're going to use for this run. The silver shield is too expensive and honestly provides basically no additional benefit to us in our run. So here is an MP seed. Use that. I guess I should have mentioned the stat seeds themselves. We've been using them. They're in addition to this version as well. Alright, I'm going to take off most of my gear, and now I'm going to go die. Once again, doing the death warp. I've got everything I need out of this cave, so... Hey.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but I guess we're doing it now. You can still get encounters on half tiles, as we call them, but the encounter rate's still just about the same. Mm-hmm. And you'll see that we'll be walking against mountains and bodies of water, and we'll like rub against them, and the game forces us around the corner, and we can't get encounters during that. So we can actually just have multiple steps that you wouldn't be able to go through in the other games just with zero chance of encounter, which is really, really nice.
Mm-hmm. So that half-tile technique he's talking about, I can demonstrate it on these hills up ahead. It's going to help us reduce the encounter rate that we get. The game decides when we get random battles by assigning a number after a battle or screen transition, and then it starts counting down as we walk. So the longer we walk, the more likely we are to get a battle, essentially. But when we half-tile around these edges like this, on the corners of those mountains, those half-tiles don't count against our step count, essentially. So.
And on the Game Boy version, you have the added fun of every step you take inside of a town also increments that counter.
Yeah.
So you're almost guaranteed to get a counter as soon as you leave a town, which is really obnoxious. Makes the DQ2 run for that way, way more scary, because that's a scary game in general.
Alright, so the next thing I really want to do is go to Rimmeldar and purchase magic keys. So I'm going to work my way there. The Marsh Cave I'm walking through in the darkness again, just because it's convenient. It's not a very long cave, and...
No, it is. That we will do all of our grinding on mountains. Like at the beginning, you may have saw we went up and then to the left a little bit, even though we technically had to go to the right in the long run, because we could just sit on mountains and get nice encounters.
Mm-hmm. The different terrain types reduce, or make the counter decrease faster. So the forest tiles are a little bit faster, and the hills tiles are a lot faster. Magician, please. Okay, we're fine.
Magician just wants to be your friend.
Level 6 in the Marsh Cave. That's a little early, but that's okay. I heal
Jeez,
up and make sure I don't die.
What did you kill to get all that experience?
Lots of
Sorcery
scorpions.
Heaven?
Okay, let's see.
Can you please not do that to me? Can you please? Thank you.
So I have a lot of resources. In fact, I have tons of supplies.
Nice. Walk to Rimmeldar is actually really scary because we're nowhere near prepared for anything that it can throw at us. We have nothing but our MP and herbs to really rely on, and since we don't actually buy herbs after Rocky Cave, it's...
You're somewhat at the mercy of how many you had to use in the cave. Fortunately, I kept 5, so I'm in good shape. I'm actually having a really solid start so far. So.
I've had to reset seeds twice, and I think you're going to be in Rimmeldar before I get done with this chest here. This, by the way, is why I said earlier that Taimatsu haunts my soul, is literally trying to get this to not say Taimatsu.
Taimatsu is the word for torch, so he's going to keep opening that box until it says something other than Taimatsu.
Yeah, my PB for this is 66. The world record is 108. At 1 in 16. So, both of if your name starts with Lav, I wouldn't recommend running this game, because Death Necklace hates you.
Okay, so I grabbed a defense seed in the pot, a little bit of extra gold, and I'm going to purchase 6 keys. These magic keys can only be used to open doors 1 time, and then they're consumed. I'm only allowed to hold 6 at a time, so... The good news is now that I have keys, I can use the other key store in Rodatome Castle, or the one in Melchido.
It's all part of a conspiracy, because the king actually gives you a key at the beginning of the game, but he also locks you in the throne room, so you have to use it. And that's really them just giving you your first taste. And then they force you to go all the way to Rimildar and gain all of this money, so that you can give them money to buy more keys.
Gotta do
if the king
though.
would have just not locked himself in that room, this run could be at least a little bit different. Not much, but a little bit.
Okay, so I was selling the death necklace there and then buying steel sword. I also bought some supplies, refilled my herb count, and bought a couple of chimera wings. I'm gonna get this. This is an HP seed. We'll use that. And then use... Oops, that's the steel sword. We don't use that. We use the chimera wing. And we go back to the castle. So we use the keys now to open the treasury door. One of these boxes has a key, conveniently, to replace the one we just used. And then there's some more stat seeds and some more gold, so let's use those. The 1 on the bonus agility, 5 on bonus MP. Like I said, a very strong start for me. Like 2 minutes above average mountain cave. So this is the key merchant in the castle. I have to use a key in order to talk to him, unfortunately, but it's still convenient to be able to buy keys here instead of going all the way to Rimildar. So I'm going to refill back up to 6. And then here is where the Stones of Sunlight are hidden. So in order to complete the game, the ultimate goal is to defeat the Dragon Lord. And in order to get to his castle, I need 3 items. Roto's Token, the Stones of Sunlight, and the Staff of Rain. And then I trade those items in for the Rainbow Drop to get to the castle. So that right there is the Stones of Sunlight. So I'm starting my journey to the Dragon Lord's castle. Of course, we also need to be strong enough to defeat him, but we'll be working on that as we go. Okay. I'm using that HP seed now in battle. It's a little bit faster. Because of the way the menuing works in this game, there are several things that are faster to do in battle than outside of battle, like heal ourselves. There's some instances where we're going to be trying to heal in battle rather than outside of battle to save time. So here, we're going to buy... This right here is the chain vest. Chainmail armor. I'll rest up at the inn, so I have HP and MP for this part. Garai's Tomb. Or Garen's Grave, as he was called. Hey, there's an NPC blocking me.
Please equip the scale, thank you. Oh. Finally getting to leave the castle. It's kind of one of the things that is not fun about this game is that all of the things that will actually force you to reset are in the first 20 minutes. Because the strength seeds, it really matters what you get. And obviously you need the death necklace. But after that, it's pretty stable.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty smooth for a while. There will be plenty of things that are possibly going to kill us along the way. This route uses no true RNG manipulation. We do use a technique to help us fight metal slimes, but other than that, no, I don't know who I'm going to fight or how many things I'm going to fight. It's up to chance a little bit, but also we're experienced enough at this game, hopefully, to be able to handle most strange things that can come up.
So long as they will allow us to handle them.
But yes, there are a few things that will kill us no matter what we do, unfortunately.
Diener's arch nemesis in this game is the Axe Knight protecting Roto's armor. In this version, his name is Devil Knight. Mine, on the other hand, is... Because, I mean, that's kind of a boss enemy. It's not really a boss enemy. It's a regular enemy later in the game, but at that point in time, it's very strong. For me, it's the Red Magicians that I can run into right now, They've got a really bad habit of putting me to sleep and killing me, and that makes me really sad.
Yeah, with only one character in your party, it's not much of a party, it's just one guy. Status effect spells like sleep are quite strong, because if we're stuck sleeping, there's literally nothing we can do until we wake up, and then sometimes it's too late. And many dangerous enemies that we have to face have sleep spell. The Axe Knight has the sleep spell. Magic Chimera on the Golem Walk will have sleep spell.
The final boss will have sleep spell.
Dragon Lord's first phase has sleep spell. And that could be a real heartbreaker to get killed because he puts you to sleep and you're helpless and die.
There's other things he can do that are pretty bad, but that's when anytime you see that, if you're not nearly at full health, it's just kind of like, do I get to have a say in this? And sometimes you don't, and that's really sad.
All right,
and you go about your business.
I've worked it out here, so battled my way through this cave, and I've reached level 7 right as I'm moving down to the 3rd floor. If I wasn't level 7 yet, I'd want to fight some more monsters there to make sure I was. But I've learned the sleep spell now at level 7, and I'm not going to use it against this guy. Okay,
is it our good friend Wraith Knight?
He missed me. That's nice. That was actually quite friendly.
Some good luck. Oh yeah, and here's my good friend Dread Wizard trying to put me to sleep.
So the encounters change as you move down the floors here, so... Oh, this is the rudest Metalord ever.
Of course you're defending, stupid scorpion.
Okay. That kind of took longer than I wanted it to, and more of my MP than I would have liked it to, but that's okay.
Yes, Dragon Quest 5 and 6 in particular are known for being very, very, very punishing runs. I think 9 belongs on that list personally as well. 7 is just long, and most of the issues come in the first half, and by first half I mean like the first 8 hours.
Yeah, that run is...
That's what makes that really bad. Because why am I getting that many? You don't really have your tools to deal with things at that point. You get classes so late in Dragon Quest 7 that it's kind of a chore until then.
Yeah, it opens up. You have a lot more options after that.
If you're playing the PlayStation 1 version, you just grind out Sword Dance and some healing spells and close your eyes. The game plays itself.
Here we go. Something to cast sleep against. Still hit me once. Okay, so I've retrieved the Silver Heart, which is the quest item I came here for. But I'm also going to fight some monsters. I'm not going to fight too much more. I'm planning to Death Warp again, so I'm going to fight monsters until I die, collecting as much experience as I can, but if I die, it's no big deal.
Okay, so let's not forget to buy the Steel Broadsword like I did the other day. Forgetting to buy this sword means I get to do the walk back here all over again.
That was not pretty.
A great way to waste like 2 minutes. I would have liked to have.
Alright, so here I'm gonna fight one more guy. I think I'll actually defeat this thing.
Why would you ever want to use Maribel? Oh, I'm full of nerves. Or wait, I didn't need a torch. I had 2 torches. I think. Yeah, I used Gira twice. This is the Scorpion defended.
2 torches. Okay, this
I bought a torch, and I had a torch.
Oh, he put me to sleep and then killed me. Alright, so the Droll Magi killed me. That's fine. I wanted to die. I'm ready to move on to the next part. Okay, so next up is what we call the Golem Walk. Hey, I don't need very much experience.
Golem Walk is my boy Nacho Yakupu in chat's favorite part of the game.
So as I mentioned earlier, the Golem is worth a lot of experience in this version, 2,500. And so what our plan is, in order to kick off this dragon loop, is to fight the Golem as soon as it's reasonably possible to even make it there and win. So for us, that's level 8. I'm going to be fighting my way down there and reaching level 8 before I do this, but then I'm going to be walking through the most dangerous parts of the game that have some of the most dangerous overworld monsters there are, period. Vastly underleveled, and I have to basically, well, there are some subtleties, but I'm mostly just going to be running away from everything and crossing my fingers. The monsters kill me, then I have to start the walk over and try again. But if I can manage to make it through without dying, then I can fight the golem, who should be, as long as I don't make any mistakes or get ambushed, should be a free fight that I can clear and get 3 level ups, because if you kill him at level 8, you'll go all the way up to level 11 immediately, and that's what we're after. Once we're level 11, we can start fighting the dragons and doing the dragon loop segment, so...
See, Shahali, you're saying that like that's a bad thing, but we won't start fighting the monsters that are on the way to Cantland until we're level 15.
Yeah, we'll have much higher
Then we
levels.
go down there as a grind, but until then...
Better armor, too, yeah. These monsters
You're a madman.
These monsters are very strong for us right now. Well, these ones particularly right here, where I'm at, aren't so bad. But I'm about to cross into danger zone. I'm gonna make sure that I'm healed up most of the way, at the very least, before moving on. My max is probably about 60, so let's move on. I'm gonna be taking full advantage of the half-tile technique. Oh boy, 2x run fail from a Shadow Knight, and I'm already dead.
Yeah. So, one of the other runners, Star of Violence, who will be running this in JRTA tomorrow, he made some very nice notes for people because everyone has lots of trouble with Golem Walk when they first start. So Shadow Knight, or Kage no Kishi, he has very, very specific instructions. In order to not die to Kage no Kishi, the plan is do not run into Kage no Kishi. Because 1 run fail and you're dead. And
2 run fails. He can't kill you from full health and 1 hit.
Well, that would be 1 run fail.
Yes, you need.
Or no, that would be 2.
You need to fail
like
twice.
a back attack.
Well, I suppose, but he doesn't always kill you in 2 hits. But high damage rolls like that, yeah, he killed me.
I see way too many 32s in my life to ever say that he won't kill me in 2.
Oh, that happens. So
it's more like there's a small chance to live than there's a much more chance of death than survival. I'm going to start cutting things to try and make time up.
Yeah, the danger zone claimed my life. But here we go. Just gonna dust myself off and try again. This is far and away the fastest way to level up, even if I fail a couple of times.
And even though, like, I died the first time, he's level 8 now.
I also died very early in the walk, meaning I can just get started on the next one right away instead of...
But that level 8 MP can be really huge.
I don't have to worry so much about my medical abuse either, since if I perish I can just reset and get them back. So I will fight this guy. The monsters in this zone are still worth fighting. Yo.
Level 16 you should beat... Well, in this version you'll beat Devil Knight. All you gotta do is hold X.
Actually, leveling from 15 to 16 doesn't give you very much stats for helping you defeat Axe Knight. Level 17, you'd pretty much destroy him because you have heal more. But...
we'll fight him at 15.
Yes. Yo, 1 tile later, I am about to die to Shadow Knight again. 3 run fail. And I died.
Oh, no. Wow, he actually even played with you and didn't just kill you in 2 turns.
I wasn't even full health either.
He had to prove me wrong on the whole, you'll never get to run more than twice.
This is pretty extreme as far as bad luck goes, but
this is the game equalizing, by the way. It likes to do that a little bit.
I haven't made any progress, not even close.
Me and the wolf both missed each other. That's fun.
I've been killed by the very first battle 2 times now. Bad as Kage is, I'm also scared of the magic Chimera.
On rare occasions he can get you.
One.
He doesn't. He doesn't like to cast Rario as much as he should. Rario being sleep.
But if he does, yeah, well, it only takes one run fail for you to die. So he technically can kill you the fastest.
But hey, at least you won't die tired because you'll be asleep.
Not how it works.
I didn't get level 7.
Okay. Once again, we're gonna try this.
Ow. Oh, nice Kaishin. I need lots of those.
Yeah, the critical hit, it's called Kaishin no Ichigeki in Japanese, is the text, so...
Technically speaking, what we're doing to beat this game is fully intended. The point is, if you kill the dragon and you have the princess, and then you die, now you get to fight the dragon again. And the princess goes back, and you've got to redo it. Like, that's fully intended. We're abusing an in-game mechanic versus actually doing something that should have been fixed in playtesting.
Well, it stayed in all subsequent versions of Dragon Quest, so...
Yep. It's hard to say that it's not intended.
It is what it is.
Don't heal, don't heal, don't heal! Okay, good.
Oh, goodness. I don't have time for this.
Yeah, level 17 has like a 5 to 10% chance of working out. That's why the world record is 115 and RPBs are in the 130-140 range. Well, there's other things that come into play versus Twitch Pop Pop's run, but
He's also
that level is almost 10 minutes of it.
Okay, let's try this again. Oh, hey, a monster didn't see me.
Can I please get something I can put to sleep? I'd really appreciate that.
Okay, so far my run luck is shaping up a little bit better. We're through the hills. It's Wraith Knight, I still can't do much about him, but my HP at least gives me 3 chances. Please? Yeah, okay.
That might have been the most ridiculous meta fight I've ever had in my life.
Oh, I had a pretty good one too. Let's put this thing to sleep.
Well, I'm making a little bit of a comeback, Nacho. Like, I've got my compared against my average splits running here, and I was +4 out of Rocky Cave, well, almost +5, and I'm about to be like +250. So I saved 2 minutes.
Oh dear, who are you?
Just having a decent Gurai.
Please, not now, Shadow Knight. We're almost there. Okay, here we go. I made it to the golem. We're gonna use that fairy flute that we got earlier in coal. It's gonna put the golem to sleep. And the first turn after using the fairy flute, the golem will always stay asleep. And we're gonna use that to our advantage. Well, it didn't help me much there, but to allow myself to heal up and start fighting him. As long as I alternate between using the flute and either healing or attacking, then he won't actually be able to defeat me.
And this golem fight really helps us along. In the NES version, the golem's only worth 6 experience, and sleep works differently, so sleep is not as useful. But in this version, he's worth 2,500 experience, so he gives us all the levels we need to begin Dragon Loop, which is really very kind of him. We really appreciate his sacrifice. The zones aren't all exactly the same as they were in NES.
They're pretty close.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly like what the lines were. I did not run the NES version very long. I did like 2 attempts. And then I started playing this because it's a third of the time. You start having a good time in the NES version is right around 6 hours. A good time in this game is more like 2. I like to say 155 is free now, though. Probably shouldn't say that when my estimate is currently 155, and I'm sure the game is going to bite me for that.
Alright, there we go. Nice critical hit on the golem, saved me some time there. He's also fairly sleepy, after I got healed up the second time at least. So, we defeated the golem, I gained 3 level ups. Alright. And now I'm strong enough to begin this category's namesake, the Dragon Loop. I'm going to make some space in my bag, though, first by getting rid of my medical herbs that are extra. Also new in this version is a vault. We can store items in gold. I'm going to store some of my items now. The fairy flute, which I don't need anymore. And I'm going to make some room by putting the stones of sunlight, the silver harp, and the dragon scale away. I want to make room for holy water for the dragon loop.
Goodbye, metal slime.
He ran away.
Yeah, immediately.
Too bad.
Which metal slime would be really nice. At this point, he saves somewhere close to 2 minutes. Maybe a little bit more. Hard to really pinpoint it.
I'd consider you ahead if you killed a metal slime and made the walk, yeah.
Because later on, it would just save time versus grinding, but it also currently would save me time versus golem by giving me another level, which would increase my damage and make it become more possible for me to outspeed him and possibly not have to worry about healing sometimes. Or it doesn't matter because Magic Wyvern's going to put me to sleep and I'm going to die. Oh, he let me go. Not kind of him. But, and then the first dragon is also fought 1 level up as well.
You also end up learning Return a Dragon sooner, so you save a little time there as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of advantages to getting that metal slime before Golem, but it's all luck. It's about a 1 in 5 chance of seeing him only in certain areas, and then even though we have a technique to make sure we always hit him for 1 damage at least, we have no means of guaranteeing him staying long enough for us to actually kill him. So metal slimes are fairly uncommon, but they do save us about, like he said, about 2 to 2.5 minutes worth of grinding, as well as other little small time saves by having that 750 experience or so sooner. Is how much they're worth. 775, I believe.
Yes, 775. Compared to 225 in the NES version?
They're only 105.
Were they? They were 225. That might be the randomizer that bumps them up then.
They might be 255 in that, yeah, because that's the coding max that it allows in the game.
I don't play mini randos myself, but I watch them. I'm good friends with rando players, so...
I like the Dragon Warrior randomizer, actually. I don't like to play it all that much, but...
Yeah,
I like to watch.
It's very fun to watch.
Alright,
Once
so
they start randomizing world map in this, maybe.
Here we are in the Marsh Cave, the dragon guarding the princess. I'm going to use the key to open the door. And I'm going to fight this dragon. As part of the dragon loop, my intention is to die after defeating the dragon, so I want to finish the battle with as little HP as possible, if I can help it. But I need to be careful to not die. So I'm counting damage carefully here, so that I can anticipate when he's going to die. I can't predict who's going to outspeed whom when I go to finish him off either, so...
I lost my count on Golem because he hasn't hit me in so long.
Oh god.
Normally we try and count the Golem down to when he's gonna die, and
yeah,
I normally take the time when I have to heal to do my addition.
Yeah,
and I'm
nothing else to do. Okay, so I think the dragon should die in this hit. Okay.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Okay, 30 HP is fine. Not great. I was hoping he would hit me one more time at the end there, but it's only about a 30% chance for him to outspeed me. Still too much to take a risk on.
And the people who were talking about the English patch version of this, I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend, really, you could bug most of the DQ1 runners, probably, for just some quick notes on important item names. Because the English patch is a little bit busted. At the very least, if you're going to use it, please, oh please, make sure to bring a Chimera Wing with you to the end game, because your stuff is not going to refill. So if you don't have the MP for return, enjoy your walk back, because that's a great thing to do. They just waste all of your time.
Yeah, I mean, in addition to English text generally being slower, the main issue is that there are known as well as unknown issues with that patch. It's not quite...
They had to remove a lot of things to fit the text in, and
there's some strange behaviors sometimes.
Especially when you warp out of DQ2 into DQ1.
Famously, there's a video of a player playing Dragon Quest II. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 is the cart, and they're both on the same cart. He somehow ends up warping himself into Dragon Quest 1 from Dragon Quest 2.
Wasn't he like in the ocean too, so he couldn't even move?
Yeah, he was. It's really wacky. It's wild. You have to watch it to fully understand exactly what's going on, but it's very confusing. But yes, there are some known...
Wait a minute. Did I mentioned hard DQ games earlier? I think I blanked too because I have so many terrible memories of that game. Wonderful, but terrible. That is definitely a video game.
That is a very challenging game regularly, and a very challenging speedrun. It's a lot of fun. It's certainly stimulating and engaging. But you're constantly put in dire situations.
I would hope that somebody's working on a better patch, but
every
We're still not gonna probably ever change the rule that English patch is banned from leaderboard, because you really don't need to know any Japanese. Like, Taimatsu is the only character you really need to know.
Nice Kaishin, I guess? I have 28, I guess it's not that bad. Could be worse.
Could be 40-something.
Right?
Could be 60-something. Highest I've ever seen somebody have to deal with. That should means go back to the castle. Hope you're on Dragon 3.
Alright, so that's why we call it the Dragon Loop. We do this over and over again. Just gonna die in the swamp again, discard the princess. That'll force the dragon to respawn. I fight him for another 950 experience.
Dragon Quest 6 would be a lot to translate. That's a very, very big game. I could understand that translation project going under. It's a magnificent game. It's a wonderful speedrun to watch. Not to do. I would never do that. But the DS version is a little bit easier. It has its own issues, but it's at least a little bit easier.
Oh, that's true. The patch version of Dragon Quest III SFC is actually pretty good. There are only a small minor details that I've noticed that are different, and I've never noticed any like actual glitches or errors in that version specifically. So, speaking of Dragon Quest III, Super Famicom version, that's a very fun run. One of my personal favorites.
Dina here for a time had the Western record before another runner named Arkery decided to pick it up, and he was a DQ6 runner, so he's a madman who just immediately cut all of the fat off of the run and just blew it out of the water. So Diener had it for like a week.
Yeah, about that long.
he had finally managed to get under 3,
I'm just happy I got a sub 3. That's all I wanted.
The next thing we know, Darko blows onto the scene and is like, yeah, I
he was actually playing before I sub 3, but his menuing is very fast, so...
Yeah. You can see the DQ6 skill that he has and his DQ3.
Let's see.
Yeah, there's only a few times where we really need to focus and can't talk, so we're still in our own commentary. We'll also be commentating the race on JRTA tomorrow. So I assume Star plans to to give people a show. If he wants 2 commentators.
Well, these dragons haven't been the best, but it'll have to do. I'm not getting outsped these final turns and ending up with like 30s.
That's all that matters.
No, I want them to in the early dragons.
Okay.
You don't anticipate
not Dragon 7 outspeeding you with
no,
a 1% chance.
1 through 3, you should anticipate the dragon going first, even though you are more likely to. If you don't, you're dead. So.
And we have to really prepare for it. But as the dragons go through, it quickly swings more and more heavily in our favor.
It takes fewer and fewer turns to finish the fights, and we have higher agility, so it's a little bit easier for us to anticipate turn order and make decisions.
Now, the Japanese number system is pretty much the same as ours, but different characters. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are Rei, Ichi, San, Shi, Go, Roku, Shichi, Hachi, Q, and Ju.
Written out, they use a slightly different thing. It's not positional, but it's based by number groupings. Sort of similar to Roman numerals. Or you can just write out the numbers using Arabic numerals as they commonly are, as they are in this game, which is very helpful. So I purchased more holy water in that store. We've been using the holy water, the Seisui, to prevent encounters with these weak monsters while I go do this dragon loop. And that's one of the reasons why I'd like to finish the fights with less HP, so that I die quicker and I waste less of my holy water.
Pazuzu can be a run killer, but he's like the least threatening thing at that part of the game.
Oh god.
As long as he doesn't kill the Prince of Samarutoria, or the Prince of Kanek, whatever you want to call him, it doesn't really matter, because we'll just revive whoever dies and we can go fight Belial, who is the real issue.
Who's way worse, yeah. No, the run killers in DQ2 are the 100 random encounters leading up to that point. Basically.
Especially the lovely floor that is filled with Mace Masters and the strongest of the Cyclopses that's not Atlas. That will really ruin your day.
Oh, the Gigantus, yeah, those things are no joke. They're the enemy I think I underestimated the most, and then got to practicing and being like, wait a minute. This is like the most terrifying enemy in the whole. Wow.
Well, the in-game monsters are all just so terrifying in general that it's like, oh, this thing all this thing does is attack. That's much less terrifying than defeating my whole party, casting Explode It, lowering my defense. It's like, but their damage is still definitely no joke.
Double physical from the Devil Lord. Ooh. Okay. So I've slain 4 dragons now, and I'm running low on keys. I need to use 1 key each time I do this, and I'm down to my last one. So I'm going to stock up on more keys before I run out. So remember, there's the key store here, but I need a key to get back here, so I've kept 1 key.
And yeah, we also try and put Pazuzu to sleep, and then we start trying to just insta-kill him, and, you know, returning the favor of what he wants to do to us. I'd say the Blizzards are the larger threat with theirs, because you see a lot more of them, and can't really put them to sleep.
Alright, so there I've resupplied on keys. I've bought 6 more. I only need 5 to finish the game from here, but we buy 1 more just in case anything goes wrong. And conveniently enough, in the castle, there are the barrier tiles I can kill myself on the same way I would in the swamp. So, since we need to refill keys, it is slower to go through the castle like that than to die in the swamp, of course, but in this case, since we need keys, it's a pretty convenient option for us there.
That was terrifying. mean, I couldn't have died, but it's not fun seeing your HP dip to 8 when you know the dragon's not gonna die that turn. It's because I was healing, but you know.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I got outsped and he healed, and I was like, oh, okay. Because I had like 32-ish.
That's why we heal when we do. Yeah, as long as we keep healing ourselves during the dragon battle whenever we're less than 40 health, then we won't ever die. Like I said, the key here is we want to end the fight kind of wounded. The worse shape we're in, the better, really, but we need to not die. That's the most important thing. Dying is bad. Yeah, I got ambushed by a dragon. That's nice. Nice Kaishin.
The big thing with Japanese is you'll have different characters that end up meaning the same thing. They sound the same, but they're different. San at the end of a name and San as a number are entirely different characters.
Yeah.
So you can tell written and you can tell contextually what someone means.
That was a good dragon there. That's what I was looking for. Now that I'm level 13, I'm anticipating my character to go before the dragon. It's not always the case, but I got him there.
I want a good dragon.
11 HP, not bad.
I'd have been relatively rude.
Yeah, I did not have a first half dragon loot particularly strong, so... Okay. That's 5 for me.
Oh, what am I doing? Or did I already use water? I don't know.
Oops. So I'm gonna get my items out of the vault now that I have room. We're gonna take the dragon scale, the quest items, the silver harp, and the stones of sunlight as well. We're gonna leave the fairy flute behind though, I don't need that.
Yeah, kanji is really the difficult thing, and there's not too many video games where you have to worry about learning kanji for the speedruns.
Yeah,
because they want children to be able to play it, and children only know so many kanji. There's thousands upon thousands of them, but children know hiragana and katakana, which is only like 100 characters, so...
The other issue is that for some of these menus, for these older games, they don't quite have the resolution to draw detailed characters in the menu space, so they're limited in... for technical reasons, as well as storage capacity in the really old versions. Probably, like the Famicom carts probably couldn't even have kanji just because storage limitations. Or at least not very many. Not like a full set.
But I stopped and stood there, still there for the dragon. I was doing math. I really don't like crits. I like crits because they save me time. I hate crits because it's like, now I need to stop and wonder where I am in the kill.
And
I need to heal.
It can also be detrimental. We want to be at low HP when we kill the dragon.
That's what Dragon 4. Doesn't matter that much.
Oh, that one doesn't matter really, yeah. But
still ended with 20-some HP though, which is nice.
So, scoring a critical hit at an inopportune time can actually be a bad thing in this fight.
Yeah, when you're... Because the last 4 dragons, your water's actually relatively limited. And obviously random encounters are just a huge waste of time, so... If you can avoid those, that's really good. That's why you can kind of have preference of... saving or not saving after the dragons. Saving itself takes slightly longer, but if you die to a dragon, you can reset and get your water back.
Alright, that's 6 dragons for me. I just need 1 more.
I'm going on to Dragon 5. Yeah, kanji is not fun. That's why I haven't learned it. I really should get on that though, because
it's quite intuitive.
It doesn't seem like many speedrun communities have connections between Japan and the West, and ours actually does.
Yeah, it's how popular Dragon Quest RTA is in Japan. Yeah, we do have A lot of our reference material comes from Japan, or a lot of the top runners are all Japanese, so...
A lot of the pop runners, yeah. It's the same thing.
Basically. Pop is our good friend from Japan, who knows a fair bit of English and helps us out a lot. It's always happy to race with us.
He has heavily changed the face of DQ1 through 3 RTAs in the West by just telling us that what we're doing is wrong.
Basically, yeah. I'm glad he and Star got as much of DQ2 sorted out before I tried to play it as they did, because I tried to play on the chart that Star gave me. I got 15 minutes in and couldn't get to Moonpeta. It doesn't have the bronze sword.
It also doesn't have the right levels.
Well.
No, it didn't. They were a little bit low. Like, it was manageable and possible, but it was very difficult.
2-2 you can do, but I like having that sword.
Played a little risky on that dragon. I should have healed once more, but it paid out this time.
I'm not gonna risk it. I'll just heal once and...
One of the really nice things about us being allowed to use Turbo is we can get drinks of water whenever we want, because the most important things we need to do can be done with the left shoulder button in the D-pad, which frees up our right hand to reach for things. So I can just sit here, and while the princess is telling me how great I am... Why did I cast Return? A stupid instinct.
Well, it still says a 2115 Dragon Loop for me, so I guess that is pretty good. Alright, so now that I'm level 15, it's time to move on to the next part of the game. I'm taking the princess with me so that I can get one more dragon later on in the game. For now, I'm just gonna take my 7. That's enough experience to get me to level 15. That learns Repel, so I don't need Holy Water anymore. I can just start using Repel to get around. But also gives me the strength I need, the strength and the HP boost I need to give me a good chance at defeating the Axe Knight. So first up, I'm going to head up here to this shrine. We pulled the silver heart back out of the bank that we got from Garai's tomb. And I'm going to hand it over to this guy.
No, the Thunder Sword is the weapon we use in DQ2. Rhoda's sword is the strongest weapon in this game, and we never ever touch it in DQ2 because it's terrible and bad, and it should feel bad.
Yeah, it doesn't get any stronger, so... Alright, so there we go. I've traded the Silver Heart for the Staff of Rain. That's the second thing that I need to get the Rainbow Drop. We'll be getting Roto's token here in a little bit. We've been calling him Roto. He's known as Erdrick in the Dragon Warrior games. Or
Loto in the Game Boy versions. I don't know why they didn't just leave it as Roto, but...
What are you gonna do?
It's the same general thing. If you actually turned it back into its original characters from Loto, it would go back to Roto.
So that's the best armor is Roto's armor, the best sword is Roto's sword. And while the best shield would be the Silver Shield, it only offers a marginal defense increase during a couple of battles for us compared to the Iron Shield, so it's not worth us getting. We won't be getting the Silver Shield, we'll be going along with the Iron Shield. Speaking of
SUMDeaner is a little bit ahead, but I know exactly what I'm going to do to make up some time.
Like
and then it's... it's what I've done the last 3 runs. I'm going to leave immediately when possible.
Wait for me to get killed by the Axe Knight here?
I mean, I wouldn't complain.
So we want to recover Roto's armor here, and it's hidden in this town. It's being guarded by the Axe Knight, Akuma no Kishi. So at level 15, we have a reasonably high chance. I'd say it's about 70% of defeating this Axe Knight, but... there is a pretty reasonable chance you also get killed too, so I'm gonna heal up to full, and I'm gonna fight this guy. Yeah. Me personally, I'm notorious for dying to the Axe Knight a lot, so here we go.
Like to call it the good old-fashioned Diener night.
Oh, I got a classic fight.
Sleep forever?
Nope. Just trading physical attacks, and I defeated him.
Nice. Good stuff. SUMDeaner just hit like a minute and change on his average.
Oh, it's more like 2 minutes now.
Oh no.
I had a pretty good dragon loot too, so I think that's part of it. But I average about 1 death to Axe Knight per run, which is kind of ridiculous. Yo, this Star Kimmer is gonna kill me though if I'm not careful. Okay, now that... Oh my gosh, I have 2 hit points left. That's terrifying.
I'm gonna get to go back to the castle for every dragon in the last 4 dragons because I'm bad and the game is mean.
Now that I've recovered Roto's armor, it has a bunch of special properties. In addition to being the highest armor defense-wise... Ooh, Metal Slime.
Good luck.
Nice gone. In addition to having the highest defense value, it also reduces damage from breath attacks and heals us for 1 hit point of damage for every half tile we advance through anywhere. The overworld, caves, dungeons, towns even. We can heal ourselves up using just by walking around. So we're going to take that to our advantage. Excuse me? Silly bird. And we're going to, well, first off, we're going to head over this way to get Roto's token, which is the last quest item we need. But in order to reliably defeat the Dragon Lord with any kind of reasonable chance, we're going to need to reach level 18. So our goal here is to reach approximately level 17 before heading out to the Dragon Lord's castle and reaching level 18 along the way. So, using Roto's armor, it's time for some classic Dragon Quest grinding. We're going to be heading to the hills, walking back and forth, and just fighting whatever for about 15 minutes to get the experience I need.
DQ1 was one of the very first JRPGs, Evil Tiger, so nope, it's just one lone hero on his adventures.
It's basically the original Japanese role-playing game, and if you read a lot of developer interviews from Japanese developers, nearly every game is in some way can be tied back to some kind of inspiration from something in Dragon Quest. I mean, the Final Fantasy series is to some extent existent because of how popular Dragon Quest was in Japan.
And everyone loves Nobuo Uematsu, and everyone forgets that it's actually Keiichi Sugiyama who did the music for these games that actually inspired him in the first place. He's on multiple occasions said that he looks towards him as his mentor. Everyone forgets about my boy.
Oh boy.
This is about where I expected to be at this particular point in time. Don't run away the first turn, Orange Slime. Come back. I need to heal twice more. I have 1 more, I'll do it. I'll save my other heal.
So there are 4 different monsters that I encounter here in this grind section. There's the werewolf guy, the killer tiger, the yellow-robed wizard, the archmage, the green dragon, which we haven't seen yet, and the star chimera, the pink bird. They all show up with a 20% rate, except for the jerk bird is 40%. For the monsters, other than the star chimera, all I need to do is just keep stabbing it, and as long as my HP is fine, I'll win the fight without any problems, and then I can walk around and heal up. For the star chimeras, they can cast heal more, actually. So when they do that, I need to put them to sleep in order to defeat them. Otherwise, I risk having them continually heal themselves over and over again, wasting my time and potentially killing me if I'm not careful. So if I'm not careful, this one might kill me. I missed! And he killed me!
You're dead, Jerkbird?
Oh boy, yep. That was my fault for not casting sleep sooner, but... Cool!
I mean, I didn't really know why people would expect this to not have Dragon Ball-like art. If you look at anything that Akira Toriyama has ever done, it all looks the same.
It is a very specific style.
It's very distinct, but it's very Toriyama.
Mm-hmm. Well, unfortunately, I died out in the middle of nowhere. The best thing for me to do is actually going to be to walk back out there and keep fighting more monsters. This happens from time to time. It's kind of uncommon, but that's what I get for not respecting the jerk bird.
Yeah, we gotta be very careful in this grind. We want to have 50 HP at any given point, but you can still die to pretty much anything if you just get unlucky.
I mean, even upwards of 75 hit points, and you run some risk of being killed. So, as much as possible, I want to keep forcing encounters going from battle to battle without healing too much, but that really wasn't the issue. I was trying to heal in the plains, and bird showed up and killed me anyway.
Oh, that's fun. So, this is what we mean by Diener night. I went to sleep turn 2, I slept forever.
Hey, you only died once so far?
You didn't die to him at all.
I don't want to hear about Diener night until you die at least twice. That's a regular axe night if you die once, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, that won't work in here. I'd be okay with that. So I guess now we both died, so we can't talk about the differences. I'm going to anyway. So at the end of the grind, if you don't die and you still have the princess, well, you want to kill another dragon, so you actually can kill yourself in the swamp. It's actually very convenient. We both died though now, so what we're going to do is we're going to watch our MP, and we're going to want to have at least 28 MP when we leave the grind, and that'll give us exactly enough for all of the repel usage that we need, an outside, a radiant, and a return. So we'll use the return, we'll walk to the cave, we'll kill the dragon, which we'll use the radiant to get our way there. Then we'll use outside, and then we'll walk back through the cave, because it's faster than walking from the dragon to do it that way. And go down and continue our wonderful trek. I was waiting to fail to a Magidraki and get geared. I felt it coming. Glad that it didn't.
I missed the magic camera and fell asleep for 4 consecutive turns. It did 60 damage to me. Come on.
Oh, wow.
What a beast.
Yeah, Magic Chimera should never deal 60 damage to you at this point. We have so much more defense.
Just died if I hit him, but no miss.
If you die to a Magic Chimera, that would be
Pop
interesting.
Pop did once. It's one of those you wake up and then he immediately puts you back to sleep. He sleeps for like 6 turns and dies.
I'm getting really sick of this Axe Knight. You can stop anytime. He lets me hit him twice and then he just puts me to sleep and makes me regret my life choices.
Oh no, Axe Knight.
Yeah, a lot of his monsters in the Dragon Quest series do not look like Dragon Ball.
The characters do for sure, but
yeah, I think
monsters.
Cedo really looks like he could have been one of the dragons from Dragon Ball.
Okay.
He could be somebody that grants wishes on some planet.
So I should be reaching level 16 soon, which is good.
It is in fact going dry. A little bit better for Diener. I'm the one suffering from the Diener night.
Yeah, he's hassling you so far.
Bopo is just really tired today, and he really wants that nap, and I'd really like him to stop taking that nap.
Yeah.
And just swing his sword.
Well, we're not through with the Axe Knights yet. There'll be more of them showing up, undoubtedly. They're a random encounter in the final dungeon, so... be more Axe Knights.
It's okay, I'm just gonna grind to level 16 off these enemies near Hawksness.
Rogue Scorpion?
Oh yeah, man, you know it. I'm not going down there. I'm just saying, just to walk into Hawksness, giving me all the experience I could ever need.
So, unfortunately, me dying there hits me about a 2-minute setback. It's about 7 more minutes of grinding for me, and then I'll be done here.
Jeez, I didn't think I'm going to be able to just save myself by leaving early at this point.
Nah, I'm already level 16.
Yeah, X-Knight at this point has cost me about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed him! That's fun.
That's lovely.
Okay. At least he whiffed sleep for once. It only took him 3 tries to fail.
Gotta hit him that last time. Yeah, we got him.
It took long enough.
Oh my gosh, these monsters.
I normally would grind an encounter in Hawk's Nest before I leave, but in order to be lazy and not have to use any MP to heal, I'm going to just leave immediately. Let Rhoda's armor do its job. Find our good friend Kage no Kishi and turn the tables.
Until he starts dodging your attacks.
So I don't even want to think about that. You say he has like a 40% dodge chance?
I don't think it's that high, but it's the highest out of any monster.
I'm pretty sure it's...
I think it's closer to 20%, but I don't even think it's that high.
It's gotta be more than 20%.
It's pretty great.
It's obnoxious. That's the important thing, is that it's obnoxious, and you'll sit there and just miss him like 5 times and be like, is this really happening?
Yeah, his damage will start adding up if you don't kill him. I mean, you might just kill him in one hit, that's the thing.
Yeah, eventually when you do hit him, he will die, but sometimes he just doesn't want to take that one hit. He won't let you get in. Okay, let's not forget Rhoda's token like I did the other day.
Free wizard, finally.
Now, the only thing I can do to really kill myself at this point is not know how to count to 4. Counting to 4, by the way, is like the most important thing in this game. You really need to get your 1 through 4 down. You'll see why whenever we're fighting the final boss.
I don't know, you gotta go up to 7 for the first part. 7.
I have no clue what Dragoon Omega is.
Oh, we should
And Dragon Quest and Super Famicom have the name thing, yes. I explained that when we started. That's why I'm using Bopo, and Diener's using AAAI, more or less.
Yeah, they both are giving the same archetype, the strength HP style. So, your name dictates what kind of stat gains you gain when you level up. And there are a bunch of different types, basically. And as long as you're the same type, as long as you're the correct type, the strength HP type, the run will work just fine. Bopo happens to be a shorter name. It's only 2 characters and is quick to input. IE is a little bit faster to input in the name menu, but since it's 4 characters, it takes slightly longer to write in some of the menus. It basically doesn't matter. They give the same type and are generally regarded to be the fastest 2 names.
Ooh. Oh no, you woke up. Go back to bed.
If you're confident with your inputting, then yeah, Bopo is probably the quickest name.
I almost got the same jerk bird you did. Alternately, you can use Katakana Su, Hiragana Ta, and 2 dashes. It only wastes like 8 seconds to input it.
And is also possibly cursed.
And yeah, we're pretty sure it's cursed. I used it in a marathon, and it was the longest run I've ever done. Star, who's the one who came up with it because it is Suta, he had really poor luck with that. He'd been running with it for a year. He used Bopo once and PB'd immediately after having not PB'd for a year.
Very excellent. 130, 1 metal slime kill. Run. Very nice. Okay, let's see. I'm looking at about 2 to 3 more minutes of monster hunting before I'm ready to face my destiny in Charlock Castle.
Can I please stop missing? That's all I ask of you, Bopo.
No, you gotta miss the jerk bird at least twice.
Of course, otherwise how else will he have time to heal himself when he should be dead?
I just missed a wizard.
Oh, that's terrifying.
I have plenty of HP, so it's fine, but...
That's what you think until about... Beggy Rama's all. I mean, yeah, this game's been remade quite a lot. There's a very old PC version, NES version, Super Famicom version, the Game Boy versions, the mobile version. The mobile version just recently got ported, at least in Japan, onto PS4 and 3DS. Which, that version of the game is a trip. I'm the only person who's ran the PS4 version, and oh boy, is the route that I use really weird.
Yeah, there are quite a bit of changes made that adjust the route, so slightly different versions there. Although probably not as dramatically different as, say, this version is to the NES version. Where this part I'm doing here, walking back and forth fighting monsters for 15 minutes, is more like 5 hours of the run.
Yeah, but the mobile version is kind of a homogenized version. It takes most of its inspiration from SNES, and, well, SFC. There's no SNES version. And mixes it with a few things from NES that I really wish it didn't. And then it has a few of its own little quirks.
The quick save feature allows you to take advantage of some interesting things.
Yep. You can also use holy waters to damage slimes. They still have a 50% chance to dodge it, but if you go into the slime fight, and you know on a turn you're going to miss with a physical, you can throw a holy water at it instead, and that might hit. They manipulate your RNG differently.
Oh, jeez. That hurt.
Drummer, please don't die. Yeah, the NES version would be perfectly fine if you'd actually get experience for anything. It's really the thing that makes me just have no interest in playing it. The randomizer fixes that. The randomizer gives certain things lots and lots of experience that are very nice.
Alright, so I've reached level 17. When exactly you want to leave the grind is sort of up to you. You can leave as early as level 16 and needing about 1,000 to level 17. Or you can leave after level 17 and still fight a few more monsters after that even. It depends on how aggressive or risky you'd like to be in Charlotte Castle. As I mentioned, we're going to be fighting our way up to level 18 once we go through the castle. And the castle has monsters that are worth a lot of experience, but can also potentially kill us, or at least present fairly dangerous situations. We're de-incentivized from using our MP before we reach the Dragon Lord, so...
Nice question.
We really want to...
Scrublord, I was talking about the PS4 version of this that is only on Japanese PSN. Apparently, it's like if you beat Dragon Quest XI, I think it unlocks it for free on your PSN account or something. I think I heard that was a thing. I don't know. I just bought it. It's like $3.
Oh. Alright, so here we are visiting our good friend the dragon one more time. I crit him. And he missed me. What a laugher. And we're level 17 with Roto's armor now. He has no chance of defeating us. Anyway, we just defeat him, take his experience. We're ready to move on.
Sadarak, I need levels because I don't find fully manipulating the game to really be anything like the actual game. It removes all of the actual randomness and the need to adapt, which I really enjoy. That's why I run Dragon Quest II. The fact that I spend 4.5, 5 hours, because I'm bad, just constantly adapting to different situations is really... When it works out and when it's all said and done, I feel very accomplished for handling a situation that was brought to me, versus just, oh, I need to take this many steps at this time so that this will appear, and then I do this, this, and this, and it's dead. But, I mean, this game does have a full manipulation category if we wanted to do it. It's only slightly longer than the NES version, which is really impressive because the NES version has the lovely advantage of putting Dragonlord to sleep. We can't do that.
Which is, yeah, doesn't work in this version at all. You have to do a different kind of setup.
Yeah, so it looks like they're using, like, healing lines, like you'll see us use. Which, for our healing lines, it's 101, 64, 64, 101. And then we can adjust those as needed. But, yeah. They do not have heal more like we do.
Yeah,
so I don't really...
It's reliant on forcing the RNG to cause the Dragonlord to miss all of his physical attacks, basically. It cuts down the damage you take enough so that heal actually can overcome the strong breath, and then you get, like, a couple of turns to poke him. And then you do it again. And there's a semi-manipulated route, as I mentioned a long time ago, the Silver Harp manipulation category, which instead of doing the Dragon Loop, uses the Silver Harp to force encounters with metal slimes. We can't actually ensure that we defeat the metal slimes when they show up, but we can keep forcing them to appear and level up that way.
Yeah, it's kind of the middleman between doing Dragon Loop and doing full manipulation category. Because you're more or less manipulating your grind, but you can't actually optimize it.
The first, like, 40 minutes of the run is exactly the same. Oh, well, actually, no, it's not, because you don't... You use a different weapon or something. Okay, so I'm all set here for the final dungeon. I've got the rainbow drop. I'm picking up a bunch of supplies, a torch to use to see my way in the darkness because I don't want to spend the MP to cast Radiant. I've also got, what's that? No. I've also got 6 medical herbs, which I'm going to use to help heal myself a little bit where I need to. Like I said, I want to save all of my MP to cast Heal More as many times as possible for the Dragonlord. Unlike in the NES version, the Super Famicom Dragonlord Phase 1 is actually a very cheeky battle, which can sometimes get you killed, but most of the time just kind of sucks away a lot of your MP and leaves you in a bad spot for Dragonlord 2. So to minimize the chances of that happening, I want to get there with as much of my MP still intact as I can. I apparently got, like, the most amazing NPC rolls I've ever seen.
I got the 101.
Yeah, this is max all.
Nice.
So I've got a little extra MP to spare. I can use a sleep spell and a heal spell, or a couple of sleep spells, depending on what kind of situations I get into.
Oh, Lord Marahem, if you want, at least Dragon Quest 1 and 2 with all trophies completed, feel free to just, like, whisper me and get me and tell me how much you're going to pay for that. I'll gladly do that, and it'll only take me, like, a day for each of them. I didn't know about 3. 3 might be a little bit more difficult. You may need to talk to Diener about getting the DQ3 ones. I don't know if he has a PS4. But I'll gladly get you DQ 1 and 2s.
Remarkably, I didn't lose as much time there as I thought I would. I probably shouldn't be fighting this Axe Knight either, but we've already hit him. Yeesh. He put me to sleep. Oh, we're fine, though. Okay, so here we are. This is the final dungeon. I need to fight my way down, earning about a little less than 3,000 experience at this point. I need like 2,800. We're also going to recover the best weapon in the game, which is hidden in this castle, Roto's Sword. And I'm going to be making pretty much a direct route to the sword from here. The sword is going to be helping. Yeah,
Luther, that's the downside. The PS4 and the 3DS versions are ports of the mobile version, and not the port of, like, this version, which would have been magnificent. So everything looks really bad, and all the character models are, like, twice as tall as literally anything else in the game.
Ow. Yo, and you missed? Come on.
That's why I'm not serious about that game. Using the strategies that I employ, I should technically be able to be faster than the world record for Dragon Loop, and instead I'm like 35 minutes slower. Like, I'm 6 minutes slower than my PB in the PS4 run, and that was with a level 17 Dragon Lord, which in this version would automatically save me almost 10 minutes, if it worked. In that version, I can just sit there and reset, so it doesn't matter.
Alright, the wizard is still good. He's still my friend. On these upper floors, I'm actually going to be trying to avoid the Axe Knight. I fought one earlier, but that was sort of an accident. With my experience, I'm not inclined to fight him yet.
Did you say fighting Axe Knight was an accident?
Yes, sure.
There's no escape. That one's for my boy Purple Mario. I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a Dragon Quest stream without puns, my friends.
So, as much as possible, I'm trying to keep my HP in good condition just by walking. Oh.
Hello, Shoob.
Again, I'm fighting the Axe Knight.
Ah, I bonked my head.
Ooh, 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 ooh. That was scary. Okay, he's dead. Alright. If I do exit a battle and I am too wounded, that's what the medical herbs are for. I'm going to use one of those to keep my HP in good shape before I get into another battle. But as much as possible, I want to save as many of these resources for the end as I can. The 66 HP is fine, I'm just going to walk it off. Keep walking.
There we go. I've done terrible things to chat, and I'm very happy about it. The puns flow freely.
Alright, your work is done. These blue dragons, now that we've moved to the later floors, we've got the blue dragons which show up, and the Stone Man. Blue Dragon is a good monster to face. He's 180 experience and mostly fightable. Stone Man is too tough for me to fight right now.
I think Blue Dragon would prefer if he used his actual name, Keith. He's the Keith Dragon, or the Kiss Dragon. I don't know if he's a fan of Kiss or if his name is Keith, but it translates to Kisu.
The kana literally says Kisu Dragon. And later on, the red dragon is called the Dasu Dragon.
Yeah, good old MS-DOS Dragon, also known as the Fun Police. In the NES version, he's very rude, and he makes sure that no one has fun. In this version, he's mellowed out a bit, so he's gotten past that period of his life where he was a bad cop, and now he hands out ice cream tickets to all the little boys and girls to make sure that they're having fun. He wants everyone to have fun.
A very easy monster to defeat and worth a whopping 350 experience. So he's like the fun pinata. Yeah, you really want to see the Dasu Dragon, the red dragon, once we get further down. Unfortunately, he only shows up 20% of encounters, so not the most common.
The Romanji version of Kisu Dragon is Kiisu.
Kisu.
Not Su, it's Su.
Kisu.
Gotta love Japanese. I just cast Return again, trying to cast Repel!
Oh no. Oh, you
should be enough. Yeah, I was right outside of
Rimildar too. Alright, so I've recovered Rhoda's sword. This is the super strong sword, and I can equip it in battle here conveniently. Just faster than menuing it otherwise. So now I can defeat most of the enemies down here in one fewer attack than it would normally. So the blue dragon's dying in 3 hits instead of 4, Stone Man's dying in 3 or 4 hits instead of 4 or 5, and the Axe Knight is often being defeated in just 2 hits. So fighting him is totally okay now. But I don't think I'm going to spend too much... Oh, here's one. Oh, it also only takes 2 hits if the second one's a critical. Cool.
Or you just crit the first one and it'll just take 1. But no, why would Bopo ever do that and make everyone's life convenient?
No, we gotta have the useless critical, the inconsequential critical hit. Okay, I'm checking my experience. I'm actually good. I only need about 650. So we're going to move on to the lower floors. From here on out, the monsters change again. There's still Stone Man and Archmage, but also showing up is that Red Dragon at 20%. And the real tough customer is Shinigami no Kishi, the Armor Knight.
AKA Death God Knight.
Death God Knight, the AK-47.
His nice fashionable pink armor.
This guy right here is quite rude. He will often heal himself once he gets wounded like this, and then it's no longer worth it for me to fight him, because if he keeps doing that, I'm going to end up dead far faster than he will. So, whatever. If he's going to heal himself, I'm just going to bail on the fight and try and fight somebody else.
Yeah, Shinigami Senpai likes to play the game of attrition because he wins.
Pretty much.
So we do not play that with him.
No, once he wants to heal himself, it's no longer worth it. In many cases, it's much safer just to start running away from them immediately.
They're not really worth it. They're only worth about half as much as Dosh Dragon.
This here's the red
won't
dragon.
Deal much more damage.
Barely hurts me, dies, gives me lots of experience, and now I only need to defeat one more monster to level up to level 18. Which is great, because we're almost there.
Me being me, I always buy a backup torch when I'm going into the castle. I have no faith that Dragonlord will ever be nice.
Yeah. That's why we buy the extra key, in case we have to come back through here.
Well,
okay.
Technically our round
I am not level 18. I apparently need to kill one more monster. Another red dragon. Yes, this will do nicely.
Yeah, at this point, I would have to have a very amazing first run through Sharlock to win. Even if Diener dies, the experience difference is so much that it would be very hard for me to come back from it.
Alright, I'm level 18 now. I'm looking to heal up. Alright, that's good. And we're gonna fight the Dragon Lord. I have to say no to him. Alright, so we're gonna fight the Dragon Lord. The two-phase fight. The first phase is like a wizard guy. I need to watch out for sleep, and I need to watch out for healing. Wow, that was a missed sleep. That's good. I need to hit him 7 times to defeat him. Every time he heals, I need to hit him 2 more times, basically.
And then if he heals himself 3 times, it starts to get iffy.
Yeah, then it's usually
really after 2, it can get a little bit iffy. But normally by 3, it's out of your control and you can't really count it. So you just have to be careful and more mindful with your HP than you normally do. The chance of him outspeeding you is about 1%. It's very slim.
Very low. Okay, so I should defeat him in the next hit. Good. This is pretty good. I have 72 MP. I mean, I have more than that, but dividing by 8, I have 72 left, which gives me a very high chance of defeating the Dragon Lord 2 here.
And this is where the counting to 4 comes into play.
He's on a 4-attack cycle, so we can predict his attacks, and as long as we keep above a certain HP line, he will never defeat us. Unless we run out of MP, and then, well, then we're gonna die. So if things get sketchy, I need to adjust my strategy, make things a little bit more dangerous. But I don't think I'm gonna need to do that yet, so...
No, bad ending is not still ending. Because bad ending does not give you credits, it just sends you back to Rimildar, and then you get to walk again. Which technically can be a strategy if you know you're not going to be able to make it because maybe your trip through the castle was really bad.
Okay, this is being a lot more annoying than...
Are you getting like bad turn order?
Oh god, the worst.
Yeah, you really want Dragonlord to outspeed you anytime you're healing because... You want that heal to go into the next fight, and we make sure we have enough HP that it doesn't really matter.
I'm getting the turn 4 physicals like crazy too. I'm in some danger.
Yeah, turn 4 he can deal either 40 damage or like 15. It's really great and good. And not, you know, the least bit just completely terrible and annoying.
Hail Mary here. Yo, I died.
Oh no.
I got the worst turn order. I got physicals turn 4 nearly every time, including like twice when I went to heal.
Yeah, dying with at 72 MP going into DL2, you're pretty safe. So that's
I had like
very
full medical herbs and a heal. I burned all of it.
You burned all 6 herbs too?
I had 5 maybe.
Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, I remember you saying you at least used 1 earlier.
Maybe I used 2, but I had a heal as well. Like there's no reason I should be taking well.
You shouldn't die from that.
No, the turn 4 turn order was terrible like every time.
So
That's too bad.
We're back to it being anyone's game, but the experience bonus that Diener has over me is very, very massive.
That is
I'm probably sitting on like 3,000 experience. Well, not quite 3,000 experience to go. But I need a lot of experience that he doesn't now. Also, he has the level 18 MP, and that's always good. She has at least one more heal more.
Mm-hmm.
And heal more or Bahoimi is really what makes the end game possible.
Yeah, no, defeating the Dragon Lord without it is statistically impossible. It's possible, but not without manipulating some stuff, really.
Speaking of using an herb, I think I'm going to do that now. Just got away with fighting a dragon at 60 HP. And I get another dragon immediately and crit it. Okay, and I crit it again because it didn't die the first time and learn its lesson. Okay.
Mighty dragon.
Thank you, game. No, I'm pretty sure that was mineral. I don't think you can hit a dragon for less than 75 with a crit.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You need to recover Rhoda's sword. That's
yeah.
Another thing.
And there's another one! Please save these crits for the Dragon Lord! Please save some. Crits on Dragon Lord 1 or 2. Preferably 1 when I have decent HP. And it just kills him outright.
Oh, I should have...
I have zero clue what our crit chance is. It's very small.
I should have saved the game. Oh dear.
It's got to be under 10%, but I couldn't give you an actual number.
Well, I suppose if I have to come back here, then I'll just buy more keys, huh?
Oh my god, that's... 3 dragons, 4 crits. What is going on in my cart? I'd like this to happen on a run that actually matters, please.
What, this race doesn't matter? You're beating me in this race right now?
No, I'm not. Whoever hits level 18 first is in the lead.
I got a long walk ahead of me.
So do I. I got a long grind.
Not even back to the castle yet, so...
Trust me, the viewers matter, but... Like... I would like to store all these crits for an actual, like, PB attempt versus, Also, don't do what I'm doing at home, kids. Never ever attack Stone Man before you have Rhoda's sword. Don't do it. It's a bad idea.
You put him to sleep, it is okay.
Yeah, he stayed asleep that time, but he's not sure to do that. Also, I had 2 sleeps, so I'm feeling pretty okay with risking it.
Why am I missing MP? Did I didn't stay at the end. This is a problem. Turn around.
The fun thing is, our max MP can actually start out at the end of the game as 95. And that's really bad, because that means you just lost or hurt more, and you did literally nothing to lose it. Like, you don't even get to ever use it. It's just gone. Because that's 1 MP short.
Yeah. Heal more costs 8, so we want to go by 8s. 96 is good, 95 is bad.
And 98 is better, 100... Well, 98 gives you 1 sleep spell, which is good for certain fights. 99 can give you either that sleep or a heal. 100 gives you 2 sleeps or a heal. 101 gives you 2 sleeps or a sleep and a heal. And it's nice things to have. Especially when you're trying to do what I'm doing, which is a little more risky, so...
That lot of good it did me. Alright, this is my fault. I bought supplies, but I forgot to stay at the end.
I need less experience than I thought I would. So I have 20,216 experience, which means I need just a little bit under 800 more.
I'd say you're in the lead then. You should fight Dragon Lord before I do.
I thought I still needed more. To be perfectly honest, I don't know how I got that much. Probably because I got so many blue dragons, but I need 21,000 even. Hello, Fun Police. You'll really help me out. And that's what we need for 18. It's kind of fun. I don't know the experience values for pretty much anything between, like, 3 and 16. But I know what I need for 1, I know what I need for 2, I know what I need for 17, and I know what I need for 18, and that's all that matters. Everything else just kind of comes.
It's like for DQ3, I have written down on an index card how much experience Mage needs at 20, 21, 22.
Don't miss the fun police. That lets him chew on your face. So we were talking about how easy he is. The reason is his first turn every time will be a breath attack. That breath attack can't deal more than like 15 or 16 damage maximum. Turn 2, he uses Mahotone. He has the MP to cast Mahotone a grand total of 1 time. It's actually not in his moveset after that, I do believe. So, turn 3, hopefully you outspeed him, because you can just kill him. But if you don't, he actually physicals you, and then he can start physicaling if he wants to every other turn after that. And his physical attack actually hurts, but...
Like 40 damage, yeah.
The dream is, you just kill him before it matters, you take like 15 damage.
Yeah,
because Mahotone does not affect your sword.
Yeah, Mahotone is stop spell, so you can't cast spells, but you just keep stabbing him. You don't really care. Okay, I need to run away from everything. Rex run fail on that dragon kind of slowed me down. Oh, this encounter rate. Okay. That's another... Okay, yeah, you're gearing up for Dragon Lord. This encounter rate's ridiculous.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, wake up, wake up, wake up! Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up!
Oh my god.
Oh, he's not dead yet. Great. So, I more or less need a crit now.
Yeah,
so that's good.
That's extremely rude, Dragon Lord 1.
He did very good with managing his experience, his MP by never ever using Beggy-Rama. Oh, he back attacked me. That's cool.
Oh,
so I'm dead.
You got back attacked by DL2 also?
That's good. So that is a combination of literally everything that he can possibly do to kill you.
That's insane. Oh man. Oh,
congratulations! So... The only thing that you will ever see worse than that is if he actually outspeeds you, puts you to sleep, and kills you. And I'm saying, like, Dragon Lord 1 has to outspeed you turn 1 and you need to sleep forever. Anything less is not as bad as what just happened.
That back attack from Dragon Lord 2 is especially devastating. He does his strong breath attack twice in a row, so unless you are already at full HP or outspeed him first turn, you are almost assuredly dead. It's very rare, but there is almost nothing you can do about it.
The only thing that you can do is hope that you outspeed.
And even then you're in a position, like what? You would have had 48 MP? How are you going to win that battle?
No, I would have had 40. I would have had 5 left.
Oh no, yeah. And then he hits
No,
you
I
first.
I was under 48. I would have had 4 left. I would have had to crit at least twice at that point, probably.
Maybe, yeah. That's...
I'm sorry, I wanted to show you all 3-some%, but... I'm not going to go kill the dragon again.
That was like a super rude Dragon Lord 1 doubled up with the ultra instant death Dragon Lord 2. Like, I can't believe how bad that was. It's literally everything that could have gone wrong just went wrong.
I should still be able to make estimate, maybe. Depends how Sharlock wants to be.
It could be.
It shouldn't take me that long to walk through Sharlock, but... Shouldn't's a nice fun word.
Just don't forget to stay at the inn.
Oh, I won't. Don't you worry about that one.
I already messed that up.
So, the convenient thing here is...
Alright.
I bought that extra torch. I have an extra key. I have everything I need to just dive now. All I've got to do is come here, go to the inn. Because that's to get my MP back from the 3 repels I had to use. Or 4. It might be, I think it's 4 with the one outside of town. That we use for the walk back up, and good to go in. Are you back in DL?
Yep. Fighting him
Get him.
again.
Get him!
One more hit should do. Alright, I swear, if I don't defeat him this time, something's wrong.
How much MP do you have?
92.
I wish I could have nice big MP.
So I have 88 MP, as effectively 88 MP. And I'm attacking on turn 1.
Oh, you actually had over 1 at 1 HP?
I was confident before. I'm exceedingly confident now.
The chances of dying to Dragon Lord right now for him are very, very, very slim.
I said that last time, though. Jeez.
Yeah. Now I'm talking like
No,
we want crits if we have low stats. Now Dragon Lord is hoping we miss.
Yo, I crit him. Alright, yeah.
Dragon Lord has his blood, so now he's gonna be free.
I think
for
he's
Diener.
going
He'll kill
to
me
die.
again. He's gonna kill me again too. I just know it. I'm gonna die to DL1 and Mercy killed him. That happens.
Right. There we go. Crushed him that time.
Good job, Diener.
Slam dunk. It's that DL1. I dodged a sleep spell and got no heals.
No, Dragon Lord's not tired of our bullying, trust me. We've been doing plenty of races for practice, and we've died plenty to Dragon Lord.
This last week is like at least half a dozen races, and yeah. I'm sure we all died at least once, or somewhere in the castle.
Yeah, he's averaging at least like probably like 1.1 kid deaths per race.
Alright, so the Dragon Lord is defeated, and I've returned the Sphere of Light to the
I'm
castle.
not making that.
That's last input for me, so...
I'm not making an estimate. I'm not gonna kill the Dragon Lord in like 2 minutes.
Oh, well, you would have if he didn't...
Yeah, I would have had like I would have had a sub 150 if I didn't get...
Totally good run, yeah.
Never.
But Dragon Lord deaths happen in this game, and they are quite costly.
It's a great equalizer.
It's part of the fun of racing Dragon Quest. If you are thinking of picking up this game and learning it, first off, should. It's not a very long game and not an exceedingly complicated speedrun, since you only have one party member. If you're thinking of getting into an RPG speedrun, this is a really good one to start off with. And there are lots of other players in our community who know this game, and we're always happy to race, and once you get the chart down, you can always feel competitive against somebody. Anybody can win the race as long as you just keep playing.
I'm much better than when we started our tournament that took half a year. And, I mean, I beat the world record holder in that tournament. He had to die to Dragon Lord 3 times, but it happens. So, anyone can beat anybody on any given day in this game. It's just... Did you handle what was presented to you well? Yes. Did they handle what was presented to them well? Yes, but they died anyway, so...
Yeah.
It can happen to anyone. Like this, Diener was way ahead. I needed to gain like 3,000 experience. He's fighting Dragon Lord. Dragon Lord kills him. It turns around. Dragon Lord kills me. It turns around again.
The number of Dragon Quest races that I've been sort of behind in and just sort of calmly playing my game, and then suddenly I find myself in the lead because of the Dragon Lord, happens a lot. So I don't want that to scare anybody off, because we do develop our strategies so that
anyone can play this
to win, but
it's a nice time. It's a great entrance. If you want to run an RPG, This is definitely one of the best. If you want to do the full game, I mean, there's obviously Final Fantasy VI with just doing Kefka at Narsh RTA, or you can do Paladin percent DQ4.
I was gonna say.
But if you want that you are actually playing the entire game, like, this is the way to go. Plus, it's a nice entry if you want to do JRTA entries. Turbo's a very nice thing to have. The skills that you learn in this game will set up a nice base for Dragon Quest II or Dragon Quest III. It's very amazing. Of course, Dragon Quest II is really, if you want to learn a speed game that'll teach you how to handle encounters properly and quickly, Dragon Quest II is the way to go. If you want to learn how to deal with menuing hell, then you should go the Dragon Quest III route. Because the menus in that game, when you get them down, just look so beautiful and amazing. At least from like a speedrunning standpoint. Like, if you love watching menus, that is the run to watch almost. Another run that you can watch after Dragon Darch plays Chrysalis will be Treasures of the Rudra no Hiho, by my boy Nacho. That'll be, here. A little bit more than like an hour and a half-ish. With a guest commentator whose voice you might have heard recently. Not 100% sure. Because the first handful of minutes of that game is a giant, ridiculous menu that is insane to watch.
Okay.
Dragon Quest II is impossible, but it's a good kind of impossible, if that's even possible.
So it makes finishing a run so satisfying. Like, no matter how badly you got bloodied up, you still feel like you accomplished something.
2.
Lavitz here going up against the Dragon Lord again.
3. 4. Hey! 3. You need to stop. I said stop.
Oh, he's trying.
So the chances of that happening are extremely low.
Yo, how many turns of sleep
I'm
are you
pretty
on?
sure that was 5 turns.
That's like 5 or 6 turns in a row. What was that? Oh, wow. I'm so sorry, my friend.
I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it. I felt it in my bones. He's not done yet. I will begin the track one more time. If you want to cut it, please feel free to do so.
Hang in there.
I don't want to.
I also know that feeling. That was
the most ridiculous. I never thought I would see something more ridiculous than the last one. No, he's going to take 3 turns trying to put me to sleep. I'll resist twice and sleep literally forever.
That was pretty good too. He misses 2 and then boom. 3rd time in there.
Once the VOD for this is up, I need to go back and watch. I'm pretty sure that was 5 turns.
It was at least 5 turns, possibly 6.
I started out at 100 HP, and he healed the first turn. So in order to get through that much HP, it would take him on average 4 more turns. So
that was.
I woke up on
sleep.
I think I woke up on turn 6, which would make it a 5-turn sleep. Which you have a 50% chance every turn of waking up. So I just failed 5 coin flips in a row.
That's pretty spectacular.
That's a new one. Dying while asleep from 100 HP.
Oh boy.
Should have gone for the bad end. Yeah, maybe, but that doesn't count as an ending in RTA. Because we don't get credits, so we don't get the end to play to. The screen just goes black, and then you wake up in Rimildar, and the game is being played again.
Yeah, no, it doesn't actually end.
Oops. Yeah, please donate to the charity of your choice, and email me the receipt, and I will gladly I remembered it. I didn't think I used repel. I also walked like 80 steps now, so it doesn't matter anyway. It's whatever. Take the walk of shame. I deserve it. And by I deserve it, I mean Bopo decided to be sleepy, so now he can run from the encounters.
Oh, man.
Tucker himself out a little bit. It's okay, Nacho. I'm burning all the bad marathon luck now. I'd say I'll leave before the final boss fight if that would make you feel better, but you need me to explain the final boss fight.
At least I'm grateful for that in DQ2. There are not very many monsters that put us to sleep. Beyond, like, you know, getting tin charms. Once we get those, it's...
Man, tin charm doesn't work for me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it
Thing's faulty. You're gonna sleep so often even with it?
Oh, don't... Yeah.
It's like, oh, sea slugs. It's fine, I got my tin charm. Nope, you're all asleep.
Well, it doesn't work for the sweet breath, so...
I know, but sweet breath is the main problem.
Wow.
Not too many things in that game actually cast Rario.
Silver Devil is the guy.
I feel like for me, the biggest reason for Tin Charm is to stop Mahotones.
No, yeah, Rondarkia Cave, there's those mage vampires. They spam sleep like crazy.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. And yeah, there's no point in me getting to level 19. It doesn't give me anything, so...
It gives very little strength and HP gains, unfortunately.
Once you hit 18, you're just kind of diving and hoping.
Your odds are only going up a tiny bit. It's not worth the time investment. It's similar sort of thing with the Silver Shield. It would only slightly reduce damage from the Dragon Lord's physical attacks, which...
And his physical attack isn't the huge problem. It's the first breath attack.
The Violent Blaze is more powerful than that, and there's no way to mitigate it outside of having Rhoda's armor, which of course we do, because it'd be crazy not to get it. The game very much intends for you to have Rhoda's armor to finish the game. If you can't tell by the barrier tiles everywhere that you wouldn't be immune to without it, and how dangerous this end section is, and how much damage you would actually be taking from Fire Breath.
It's the end game is really fun for this, especially when you get to do it 3 times. Yeesh. I thought my little mistakes that cost me a couple of minutes earlier were a problem, and then Devil Knight kills me twice. I'm like, okay, the bad luck's gone, and then Dragon Lord. Holy moly. Yeah, it's one of the really, really cool things about Rojo no Hiho is your first playthrough is actually like a first playthrough, and then after that, you actually get to keep the knowledge that you have of spells that you've learned through talking to NPCs and stuff, and it's a really, really cool game. I plan to learn it because you can just learn the separate scenarios, and the shortest one is about the same length of Dragon Quest 1. So I can use that to fill my time while I work on longer games, like Dragon Quest 2,
DQ2,
and DQ3, and DQ4, and if you see a pattern here, I play lots of Dragon Quest.
Yeah, me too.
You play more than I do currently, but, and I don't know how I'm going to pass you up. Eventually I'll know what, at least 1 through 5.
I'm planning on spending Dragon Quest 2 like twice a week for the foreseeable future.
I need to work on my actual knowledge before I'll do runs again.
Yeah. No, I sat down with Pop's encounters, and my end game has actually improved by like 5 minutes on average. Like easy,
oh yeah,
easy.
It's really nice having someone who is so skilled at Dragon Quest 1 through 3 from Japan to really help us Gaijin out, because I managed to put up a relatively respectable fight against 2 people who knew the game very well. Star knew the game very well. Diener at that point was getting to the... He was at the point where he was, like, competent.
I should have done better than the run
I had a month to catch up. Well, so should have I. I should have done...
Well, I think your time, 4:30, no Hagure, for the amount of time you had to prepare for a game that difficult is actually very respectable.
Well, I know Hagure is 4:43-ish. but I had a really bad, like, that run could have been like 3 or 420 if it wasn't for a lot of white ground looping, because every encounter I found was Archdemon and his friends.
I fight all those encounters now except for the All-Stars.
You have to.
Oh yeah, you have to. Like,
you can't just leave them sitting there. You got to just handle it. That's what your rings are for.
Once I learned from Pop, like, oh, this is how you're actually supposed to handle this stuff. It was all right.
Yeah, in Dragon Quest II, running is almost never the answer.
No, you can only run if the battle is completely trivial and there's no point in fighting it, or it's so dangerous.
Or you've already spent 2 turns and now you can finally run.
Or it's such a dangerous fight that can't fight it and you have to run. That's your only option. And then failing a run means you die.
I'm sorry we're at a Dragon Quest 1 to talk about, but as you can see, we're at the end of the game and we've been here for a while thanks to 2 deaths to the final boss out of my control.
The Dragon Master.
So we're moving on in the series. Dragon Quest II Super Famicom is a great run, but it's one of the most difficult speedruns.
Extremely difficult. Requires back and forth, up and down knowledge of the game and everything that goes with it too.
And the only bathroom break is a 3-minute cutscene at the absolute beginning.
Yeah.
After that, you can never take your hands off the controller.
Yeah, you play like 4 straight hours of random encounters. It's so brutal. Alright, here we go. Hitting the Dragon Lord again. I can feel it. We got him this time.
Or... Uh-oh. That might be bad. So I failed to count to 7 properly. And Dragon Lord could now kill me.
Oh, you ended at 40. Uh-oh.
I'm dead. Okay, please mercy kill me. Please. I'm begging at this point.
Oh dear. We have to end the fight against the first phase with at least 55 hit points, otherwise we run the risk of, once again, being outsped and killed in the first turn.
Mind you, we actually have the speed advantage.
Actually, against Dragon Lord 2, it's not. He has it.
I thought it was like, 60. I thought it was 60-40. Is it 55-45?
It's about 60-40 in his favor.
I had the advantage. Oh well.
No, not quite. Oh no!
Nah, my boy Bick is going to save like 3 hours and 50 minutes. He's actually going to just beat the game in 4 minutes and 20 seconds. He is hiding, and I know it. I know he's got to be actually hiding it.
He's hiding secret tech that you
tech glitch
actually
that will not only bring him straight to Profound Darkness, but he is going to actually PPMA Profound Darkness and Phantasy Star 4 and just make the game explode and just go to the end. He's not even going to watch the credits. It's going to be magnificent.
Oh, I see.
He's gonna get credit skip and everything.
So these weeks of
those have been just
great runs. This has all been a giant distraction, a big smoke screen from the secret reveal. I got it.
That's not what I wanted. That's behind me. I wanted to have roast. Is the mic still echoing on my side? Oh no, I know what we need to do for SUMDeaner. Go into the beginning of DQ2.
Oh. You want Only Lonely Boy? Yeah.
I need the proper fight song of Only Lonely Boy, the hit pop single by Koichi Sugiyama, as sung by the hit pop singer of the late 80s, Anna. Except there's no lyrics and words because it's on the Super Famicom and it's not the actual version. But I recommend going and looking at the actual version and laughing when you realize that Koichi Sugiyama is the one who made that.
he would have been like at least 75 years old. Because he's very old. And
I don't think he's that old, but yeah,
he's
pretty.
in his 90s now, I swear.
Is he? I thought he was in his like 70s now, or maybe his 80s now. I think he's that old. Good for him. They're not.
He was working in.
For still making music.
Yeah, he was making music in the TV industry in like the 70s, or something like that. I could be wrong about that, but.
All we have is Beck, yo. Beck's pretty good. I like Beck. I like all kinds of music. Chat, give me music recommendations. We need something to do. No, there's no point in starting another run, because there's no way this is going to take me that long, but we're working towards one of my longest runs since I learned the game.
I might be able to get to Garai, but...
I need to die to Dragon Lord... 4 more times?
Ooh.
To match the longest that's ever taken me in a marathon? That was DQRTA, man. That was bad. That was really, really bad.
I have a different memory of
I
that.
died to everything. Hey, you did really well.
Yeah, I finished first.
I still blame my lovely friend and commentator, Evil Ash, for... Lavitz is in the lead, and I'm in Rocky Cave, and I'm like, oh no. And then everything went downhill from there. I knew everything was going to go downhill from there, because I'm like, I just got commentator cursed. This is fun.
Yeah, that's how I managed to do it. It was Pop and High Spirits were neck and neck for a long time, and I was just sort of riding behind them, and they both died in the castle, and then I won.
Yes, Evil Ash is doing Chrono Cross. That'll be good. That'll be very good. It's a good game.
Yeah, I like that one.
13-2 gives me, like, PTSD. I platinumed that game. I hated it so much. Mainly, I hate Sarah. Like, the rest of the game is perfectly sound, but I can't stand Sarah. I couldn't in 13, let alone in 13-2. Didn't like her or Snow. Snow looked like he belonged to a crappy boy band, and Sarah was just obnoxious.
I have no comment.
I mean, I'll defend 13 tooth and nail. Can I run, please?
No, Wizard says no.
No, Wizard's really... He's one of the fun enemies, the Archmage or the Archwizard.
Yeah,
he's relatively just not dangerous. But every so often, he just refuses to die or refuses to let you get away, and he will just spam Baggy Rama, and it's really not a fun experience. Especially not in the grind, where it's very often you'll be hovering right around 50 HP. Like, he can kill you with 2 Baggy Ramas. He should never live the 2 turns he would need to cast it.
He can outspeed you.
Every so often he will. Every so often, yeah, he'll outspeed. Or you'll have low HP, so you'll have to run from him, and he'll just not let you go. And he'll sit there and he'll physical you down, too, until he knows he can kill you with Baggy Rama. Just let you fail to run 3 times. I didn't see what makes Final Fantasy 13 bad as a Final Fantasy. The only complaint I ever really hear people capable of making is that it's linear, and then I'm like, most RPGs are. It's a little bit more blatant in it than most, but... not that much. I remember Final Fantasy X. I'd say it's on the higher end of the same level as Final Fantasy X. I wouldn't say it took it to a new one. Its version of the Calmlands, which is the only really open area in Final Fantasy X, is a little bit bigger. There's more side stuff. The only thing that, Final Fantasy X truly has over every other Final Fantasy is Blitzball.
Blitzball.
And a Rammstein song. That was an interesting thing.
Oh, yeah, that was...
First time you play the game,
There's
Why
like
do I
it's
hear
like
Rammstein?
It's like a heavy metal song playing, yeah.
Like, I'm okay with this.
Yeah, no, I thought it was cool.
Well, everyone knows at this point, the only version of Final Fantasy X worth playing is the modded version where every sound effect is replaced with ah ha 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 ha.
Oh,
Amazed
no.
that that's not mandatory for Final Fantasy X RTA at this point.
No.
Somebody's done it. I can't remember who, but I know it's actually been done. I don't know why you would do that.
I know it's been
I mean,
done,
I would do it, but I'd have my audio muted. I'd be listening to something else the entire game. Just let chat deal with it.
You just torture your viewers while you listen to something else.
I'd let them. I mean, it'd be a sellout thing. Like, yeah, if people give me so much money, I'll do it. I'm not gonna listen to it, but you can. Give me enough money, you can tank my viewership for like a week where I'd just sit here and grind these. Oh, I was at full health. I ran into a stone man, so I'm not gonna be. So mind you, this is why Pop lost to me in the tournament race. Right here. Percent fresh and funny for 11 hours. Of course it does. Oh, is Shinigami gonna kill me? Oh. At this point I was hoping for it. I already walked up to 52, there's no reason to heal now. Ah, half step. I just cleaned my controller, so my D-pad's not what I'm used to, so I'm gonna blame missteps on that. They're not really a major thing, but oh my gosh. They are if I keep running into Shinigami.
This is what happened to Pop the other night. You couldn't get healed up.
Stone Man started it. Shinigami is definitely finishing it. Can't run, I'm losing HP constantly. Yeesh. This run was really good until I walked up to Dragon Lord. I don't know what happened.
Jeez.
The last one was partially my fault, but it wasn't a death sentence. It was me just kind of wanting to be done with Dragon Lord 1, because he's been bullying me so hard.
Oh my god. Leave him alone. Let him fight the Dragon Lord one more time. Come on.
Why can't I just walk back and forth in front of your lord?
So many guardians.
Mind you, I could still be getting, like, Fun Police and stuff, but no, it's like, no, Akuma Senpai and Stone Man. You're not Akuma Senpai, no. Shinigami Senpai.
Shinigami Senpai.
Count to 7 again. 5. Heal. Oh. 4. 5. 6. Okay, so we're gonna heal this time. Now we swing, so we enter with, enough HP that I'm not going to die immediately. Knock on wood. Back attack outspeed, I guess, can still happen again. Once wasn't enough, right? Herb. Swing. 2. 3. Going outspeed. 4. Ooh. Nice. 1. 2. Going outspeed. 3. 1. 2. 1. 3. That was terrible. It's okay, I just lost 26 minutes fighting the Dragon Lord 4 times. not actually that bad.
Alright! You got him! We hung in there and we defeated the Dragon Lord, we saved the world. We got to show the good viewers at home what a total jerk the Dragon Lord can be in 3 different unique ways.
I don't know if this is marathon luck, or if this really should just be counted as a comeuppance for beating Pop.
Well,
beat him off of 3 deaths, so here, you die 3 times.
Well,
yeah, technically that was second try. It was just 3 second tries.
3 second tries. Well, you should take some comfort in knowing that everybody can get killed by the Dragon Lord, even the legendary Pop. But yeah, BGG. Who paid the Dragon Lord to be extra mean? Who gave him the strats to actually kill people? Be like, hey, the event organizers.
We need to lose some time here. How about some help?
I mean, I technically went over my estimate, but Dragon Lord death, that makes sense.
I mean, 155 for me is a very safe estimate.
Well, yeah.
But that included like 1 Dragon Lord death, but not 3. You can't plan for 3. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah, it shouldn't, but yeah. Dragon Quest. The improbable is sometimes the norm.
Yeah, Dragon Lord called Lloyd and was like, yo, can I borrow that Dragon Buster? It's like, now you got a dragon with the Dragon Buster? That's not fair. It's like when Rose gets it. It's really OP. Also for all the people making jokes about Legend of Dragoon there, I brought it back for you. I tend to just roll my eyes when people talk about me dying. It's like, I know. I've played the game a few times.
Yeah, this game can be can be a tough one, but I really am convinced that that's what makes Dragon Quest RTA. One of the things that makes Dragon Quest RTA so much fun is you really do eventually, if you put in the time and the effort, you get that nice run and you're really proud of it.
I'd have to like disconnect my internet on purpose for that to happen.
Hey, we got it. We finished the game.
20:34 by my time. That's really bad.
I got 152, which is not great either, but...
And to think, I could have had a 149.
Yeah.
I'm never going to race against my averages again, because boy, I don't want to know what they are now.
GG's.
Thanks for dealing with Dragon Lord beating me into the ground repeatedly, everyone.
Yeah,
Now you can watch a good game.
I really hope everybody's enjoyed tonight's Dragon Quest race.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We always love spreading Dragon